Tomorrow we have a big pivoting moment for the stock market, and I believe this is going to finally give us a final hint, a final insight into what direction the stock market is going to take, at least till the next three, possibly till the end of the year. And I'm talking about, the Jackson Hole event where the Federal Reserve Chairman or the Fed is going to come out and say and give comments around, the state of the economy, fighting inflation, etc., etc. So is this going to be that moment that will direct or push the market into a huge sell-off, potentially creating another crash, or just setting the bar for another bull run? So we're going to look exactly into some news I have gathered for you guys, and I'm looking at this. The Nobel Prize winning economist says he doesn't see anything that resembles a recession in the US. This article was published today, and Robert Thaler is a winning prize. This is, he awarded the 2017 Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences for his contributions to behavioral economics. So the guy knows exactly, what he's talking about, all right? And he mentioned two things, but before we get into that, I'm bringing this up just because tomorrow, my view, and I may be totally wrong on this, but my view is we've seen inflation starting to cool off lately, all right? Since then, by then I mean since the last time we had the CPI data released, the price of oil, even though it came back a little bit, it came up a little bit, but it's not still breaching $95 or even $100 a barrel, which is that psychological move where, we can still have somehow manageable gas prices, which ultimately can bleed into everything else: shipping, supply chain issues, food, everything else. So as long as price of oil is remaining below 100, we can expect inflation to continue to cool down a little bit. Plus, people are already started to push back on things where prices have gone up a lot, meaning companies are now trying to reshuffle things in order to make sure they maintain some sort of company or profits while not decreasing or revoking totally, the consumer from buying stuff from them, all right? So based on this, I do believe that the Federal Reserve is going to come out tomorrow and say, you know what? We are not going to be so much aggressive, all right? Because what we've done on the last 6 months, we are not going to see those results, the consequences in the next couple of months. Like literally, those type of effects really takes place months afterwards. And that's something that, you increase interest rate now and then tomorrow you start seeing effects. No, that's number one. Number two is we also have a strong job economy. And this is precisely what this, Nobel Prize is mentioning. I don't see anything that resembles a recession. We have record low unemployment, record high vacancies. That looks like a strong economy. The economy is growing. It's just growing slightly less fast than prices. And that means real GDP fell a little bit, but I think it's just funny to call that a recession, he said. It's not like any recession we've seen in my rather long lifetime. And I do tend to, agree with this because usually recession, the first thing telling you and screaming recession is people getting laid off, is job getting lost, companies getting rid of people across the board. And we're not seeing that, and we have not seen that for the last pretty much 12 months, all right? That's number one. And then number two, to sum up all of this, I do believe we are also in a very delicate period of the year with the November election coming up. So it's also, they will also play, the whole political, midterm election will have also a big role to play in the decision the Fed is going to take, because they don't want to come out there and start screaming recession, recession, recession. Now that we have the job number, the job market, inflation starting to cool off a little bit, and job market still showing signs of strength, I think they can start, lifting the foot a little bit from the gas pedal. And maybe in September, instead of going another 75 basis points or 0.75%, they can say, you know what, we're going to do 0.25% just to see how things go. Now, it doesn't mean that we will not see prices going up again, but I think they will be cautious, because if they continue on the path they've taken so far, they're going to break the entire economy. And Biden doesn't want that. This current administration doesn't want that, because if they want to remain in seat on the White House, they have to make sure they give the people what they want. And people want to have a strong economy, be beyond everything else. So again, these are my thoughts. I may be wrong, but I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about tomorrow.